What's up YouTube? My name is Osu and today I have a video for you. Dead by Daylight dropped their most recent player test build yesterday, the Tools of Torment, where we are introduced to a predator-like human who utilizes drones for surveillance and reconnaissance and has two massive wrist blades, cause why not? In today's video, we are going to be going over the merchant's lore, perks, power, and gameplay. There will be timestamps for you to jump to any point of the video you would like to watch. In the past, y'all have really enjoyed how in-depth we go into these overviews, so be sure to click that subscribe button to see more content like this. Every button helps me come closer to my goal of 1,000 subscribers by the end of July. And with that being said, let's dive right on in. The self-made millionaire Adriana Mai came from a humble home in Fortaleza, Brazil. Her father, Cieta, moved to Brazil as a young man, hoping to see a side of the world completely different than his hometown in Hokkaido. A talented illustrator, he spent his spare time designing colorful characters and worlds. While sketching patrons of a local jazz club, he was approached by Belinda, the owner, to work on a logo. What became as a business partnership soon became a romantic one, and within a couple years, Adriana was born. Adriana excelled in all facets of education. A house full of art and music honed a brilliant mind, and her intelligence was only exceeded by her obsessive drive to be the best. While scoring at the top of every class, she was often on the receiving end of disciplinary action due to her overly competitive and sometimes violent nature during schoolyard games. Adriana's mother did her best to keep her on the right track, but her father was increasingly absent in his own obsessive drive, ramped up Adi Valiente, a manga about a young girl who saves and protects the weak with her quirky robot companion. Despite working long hours at a canning facility and writing his manga in his spare time, he somehow managed a little time every night to share his wild and highly imaginative illustrations with his daughter. By middle school, Adriana was courted by a fancy private school. Due to her high performance and needing money, Cieta spoke to publishers about his unpublished manuscripts. He managed to find a small local publisher to carry Adi Valiente, but it meant more work than he could handle. He eventually lost his job at the cannery, giving him more time to develop and illustrate his series. Adriana loved the manga, but the family was forced into hard times. In her final semester, Cieta requested higher royalties, but the publishing company went into administration and decided to cut the series. No longer able to afford the school fees, Adriana was pulled out of the elite academy where she was the top of her class. Belinda was able to negotiate her graduation, but another student was able to take her place at the head of the class. Adriana was furious. On summer break, she learned everything about her rival, where he lived, where he hung out, what he liked to do in his spare time, what he listened to, what he watched, everything. She even stalked him on his way home one late summer evening and considered the myriad ways that she could ruin his life. But in the end, she did nothing, though something awakened within her, and she felt like the anti-hero in a new story her father had been exploring. Cieta retreated further into himself and began producing this newer, darker manga, inspired by his visions and nightmares, a manga about women who hunt and guts the weak in a nightmarish realm with drones made of salvaged skulls and bones. But unable to sell this manga, Sanjadores Sombrios, the family became solely reliant on Belinda's income. Adriana, looking for ways to make her own money, started a website dedicated to the world of Brazilian manga. It became a runaway success, and significant advertising dollars started to roll in. She realized she had no real interest in writing for it though, so she convinced other kids to write it for free while the money flooded in. The second she got an offer, she sold the site and never looked back. Proud of her accomplishment, she came home to show her parents the check. She never got a chance to show her father though. He walked out the door that morning, never to return, leaving only a stack of unpublished manuscripts about the Skull Merchant, mercilessly hunting those she deemed worthy of her efforts. To help her mother, Adriana began to study at the library, teaching herself investment and economics, and soon tripled her money. By the age of 18, barely with a high school degree, she had already become a self-made millionaire. As stories of this investment, wonder kind, spread across Brazil, more and more doors opened for her. Before long, she had the kind of money that allowed her to buy small companies that she would gut, replace with non-union workers, and sell at a profit. The only breaks she took from her corporate obsession was to pore over her father's manuscripts, trying to understand this chilling world he had created. By her mid-20s, she was regularly flipping companies. While finalizing on a real estate firm, 2 members of the board moved to block the sale, pointing to the trail of hollowed-out husks that she left in her wake. Adriana was frustrated. It took her weeks to find out who the holdouts were, but once she did, she thought about how it would feel to hurt them. She learned everything about the directors, stalked their every move, manipulated them into attending a conference in Switzerland, and while on retreat in the Alps, she made her move. Inspired by the skull merchant and feeling something within demanding expression, she tracked them with a prototype drone and brutally dismembered them with a cruel 2-bladed weapon. The rush of emotion and adrenaline was like anything she had ever experienced before, and the company was hers. Thus began an unsettling cycle. Swoop in on a business, destroy anyone standing in her way, and gut the company for maximum profit. She targeted companies with larger-than-life CEOs and hoped no one would present a challenge. None ever did. They just disappeared, unremarkably. An aggressive manager of a fireworks company, known for his survival tours, was her last target, right at home in Brazil. Survival tours, a perfect cover. Adriana lured him to a decommissioned airship hangar. The hunt started at dawn and went the distance, with her still tracking him well into the evening. Locating him, she used one of her drones to direct him to a dead end, when a pair of kites suddenly appeared on camera and the feed died. Her face hardened. Her eyes widened in disbelief as she slammed her laptop shut and charged to where the drone had crashed. There, she found her prey, reaching out to someone in the growing dark for help. Witnesses. Not part of the plan. Without a second to lose, she plunged her blade through his stomach, exposing meat, bone, and a dying heart. The vitiated body staggered left and right, sending a shower of red over the green foliage, and as her victim collapsed with a thud, she turned to the young witnesses. Wrong place, wrong time. They broke into a sprint. She gave chase, her blades thirsting for more blood. The lush green of the trees melted into a thick black fog. Real life warped into something like sonadores sombrios. A sick grin crept across her face as she rushed forward to begin a new chapter in her life. Now, the Skull Merchant comes with 3 unique perks. The first perk being called Thwack. After hooking a survivor, the next breakable wall or pallet you break will make survivors within 32 meters scream and reveal their aura for 4 seconds. It's active for 75 seconds after the survivor is hooked. So basically, this is very similar to the Knight's perk, to where you kick a generator and you see the aura of anybody around within 32 meters. However, after you hook somebody, you have 75 seconds to find a new pallet or breakable door, and when you break it, then you will get aura reading mid-chase or whatever the situation is. Her second perk is Leverage. Like in business, you profit most when those around you suffer most. Each time you hook a survivor, you can gain 1 token up to 10 tokens. When you hook a survivor, this perk activates. For each token, it reduces the speed at which survivors heal by 5% for 30 seconds. Meaning, if you obtain all 10 tokens, that you can reduce the speed at which survivors heal by 50% alone. I see this perk being a really strong perk for a lot of killers, especially killers such as Legion that can keep people injured and having to heal. Lastly, we have Game Afoot. Damaging generators and breaking walls or pallets gives you a 5% haste status for 10 seconds. Only while you're chasing the obsession, this perk activates, however. Whenever you hit the survivor with the total most time in chase with a basic attack, they will become the obsession. So basically, this perk allows you to chase somebody, whether they're the obsession or not. You can make them the obsession. But let's say you're chasing somebody and they throw a pallet in your way. They are the obsession. You break the pallet and you get a 5% haste. Normally, you would be losing bloodlust because you broke a pallet. So this kind of makes up for it by allowing you to regain your speed and maintain your momentum in that chase. This is a really interesting chase perk that I love to see Dead by Daylight focusing on the chase elements. Now, as for her power is called Eyes in the Sky. Inspired by the dark mangas created by her father, the Skull Merchant relentlessly hunts her prey using the latest in surveillance technology. The Skull Merchant starts the trial with 4 drones. Pressing the power button places a drone, which enters active mode after a short boot up period. In this mode, the drone creates a detection zone around itself. Within it, the killer is undetectable and survivors gain lock-on progress. The drone reverts to scouting mode when no survivor is detected for a while. In scouting mode, the drone begins a sweeping scan, and if it finds a survivor, it re-enters active mode. Survivors can interact with the drone to disable it. If they fail, it enters active mode. If they succeed, it returns to the killer, but the survivor is stuck with a claw trap. Which leads us into the special effect of her ability called the claw trap. A claw trap broadcasts a survivor's location to the killer until his batteries dies. If they get too close to a drone, it enters active mode and the claw's trap battery is recharged. The killer can press the ability button to open a radar to see the location of survivors with claw traps and those in the detection zones. There's a second special effect for her power called Lock-On. When full, the survivor is revealed by Killer Instinct while inside a drone's detection zone and suffers from the exposed status effect until the meter discharges or they're put into the dying state. So basically, this killer has the ability to place drones throughout the map. She has 4 total. When these drones are active, they create a barrier, which if a survivor comes into that barrier, they will start to get locked on by the drone and build up their exposure. The only way to avert this is to either take apart the drone or wait till it goes into its scouting mode and avoid the scouting beams, which you will see later on in the gameplay. As for her attributes, this killer is just like many other killers. She is a 4.6 115 killer with a 32 meter tear radius and average height. And with all that being said, let's check out some of the gameplay. The Ironworks of Misery. Honestly, one of my favorite maps. And I think this will be a pretty good map for her. So the first thing we really want to do is go ahead and start deploying our drones. So like we're going to put one next to this generator. I want to get one next to this gen once we recover. Ooh. Can we get an early hit here actually? And okay. Alright. Hey. I fell for it. Good sprint burst. But we'll go to get that drone set up. Looks like he's still holding W, so this right here is a guaranteed hit. We can go ahead and get him injured. And he's actually running along the path that I kind of want. It looks like somebody's already taken apart one of our drones, which is okay. We need to get this down. See if we can go ahead and get him hooked. All right, we're gonna fake the pallet. Double back. Oh, we held W. Damn it. Okay. These guys are working on this drone, so let's go ahead and drop a drone here. That'll push them off that gen because they're not gonna want to get exposed. He's in an open area, so this will be a quick, easy down. Right next to our Scourge Hook, and that is what we like to see. Alright, dude, you hang out right here. Game. Okay. And let's check our drones. They already dismantled this one. The Nia took it, so she is currently starstruck. We're gonna track her using the device, so we know she's going this way. Looks like she's holding W, which is what I would do if you had starstruck. That's fair. But by using the device, we were able to keep track of where she went because she has that marker on her. Now we're gonna drop the drone here because we have a haste effect and we have an add-on that gives her a hindered, so we get a hit like that. With these two add-ons, I want to be using a drone anytime I get into a specific area. Someone just triggered that drone, but I'm more focused on getting this down. My haste wasn't quite quick enough right there, but we should be able to get her. I honestly didn't expect her to vault. Good job, Nia. Just gonna go for the window. We're gonna put a drone here, give us that undetectable and the haste hindered effect on her. We're gonna see if we can get our undetectable here, kind of mind gaming a little bit. And she's holding W, as we can see on the radar, which was a pretty smart move, since she can't see where exactly we were coming from. But we still had the undetectable, so she made a mistake, and now we can get another Scourge Hook, hopefully. So we're hearing our device beep. That means somebody is inside a range of one of these drones. Now, one thing to note, because I hooked her close to this drone, we lost this drone, but it automatically comes back to us. We don't have to worry about a cooldown, which is actually something really, really nice. I'm gonna go ahead and bring that one back to me. There's really no reason to leave it over there. Someone's here, so let's put a drone on this gen just to kind of pressure them away from it. Looks like we found the good old Meg. That's actually a really good vault. This is a really good spot for her. We can't really mind game it too much. So let's see if we can get a hindered effect on her and a haste effect for us. We can still track her. Alright, well they finished that gen, no big deal. We still have our haste effect, so we should be able to get a hit on Meg, especially since she's running out into the open. This is guaranteed hit. Nice. And if she comes over here, then we can drop another drone and kind of put her in the same predicament. She'll be hindered while we gain our haste effect. Just in time with the haste. Oh, hello, Nia. We're gonna leave her slugged temporarily so we can get Nia down. With the way they're doing these generators, we kind of need the pressure right now. Oh, you're behind these rocks? Can I not get... But I actually have to go all the way around this thing. We should be able to get her before the pallet. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. It looks like somebody has disarmed one of our other drones, which means we'll be able to track where they are as well. Alright, we got a little bit of Scourge Hook value. Someone's on this gen over here. Oh, I hear Meg. She's healing right here. Ah, there you go. Where you running to, Meg? She double back, double back. See if we can get the haste effect here. A little undetectable, maybe. I didn't even need the undetectable to kick in. There's a lot of, like, anti-loop potential with her drones as well. They're very good at cutting off loops or making survivors really run around it. All right, this is a guaranteed hit. And now that this hook is gone, we can deploy another drone here if he decides to stay here, which will give us the haste effect to be able to get around and get a hit. Okay, we rubber banded. That would have been a hit. That's kind of annoying, but it'll be okay. I don't really think I can mind game him here, though. I kind of need this haste to kick in. He is hindered because of our two add-ons. All right, good. He vaulted. And now, one thing there is he was inside this range for so long that he actually got exposed. So he was a one-hit down because he got locked on by the drone. Really awesome ability. And I think they're back over here on this gen. So we'll probably come over here, set up another drone. Meg, where'd you go? I heard you. You were literally right here. Where did you go? I can't track her. Let's just go ahead and kick the gen. How do I get chase music when I don't see? Oh, there she is. Okay, cool. Take a peek at this gen over here. A little bit of progress. We'll just go ahead and throw a drone there. We're gonna let Meg take off. Actually, she's like right. No, we'll get Meg. We'll get Meg. Can't really track anybody, but what we're gonna do is activate that drone. That'll kind of push her away from that area. Was that my killer making that noise? That's kind of cool. You're not a Meg, but I'll take this chase. All right, Nia, here we are again. Are we gonna make the same mistakes we made earlier? She's gonna get the pallet, but we have haste, so we're just gonna go around it. Just gonna vault the window. I got stuck on the wall. I'm not really trying to mind game this too much because I know we can get a guaranteed hit. Oh, the timing of being exposed. See, that's the thing. You don't want to stay inside of these range rings when you get in chase. As a survivor, you don't want to be anywhere inside those. We probably could have Mori'd her, but I really needed the Scourge Hook value there to kind of make sure that we can keep this game somewhat still on pace. We know they're over here on this gen. They've been working on it for a while. We'll go ahead and put the drone back up, kick the generator a little bit. And he's actually got a device on him, but we're just gonna go ahead and commit to this. He's gonna go for the pallet again. Easy hit. Probably gonna run to Killer Shack. Or we're gonna stay right here. That's actually was a good move. But now we're staying inside, but he is injured, so he's probably not worried about being exposed. Now he's gonna push into Killer Shack. So what we can do is put another drone here if we really need it, but he's gonna pre-drop. If I was him, I'd hold W and leave. Looks like he's staying here. We can see where our other survivors are. A lot of this is just keeping track of where they are, but they're definitely gonna get that last gen. Yep, that's what I thought. Good stun. I didn't even realize I was that close to the pallet. All right, she's triggering that other drone over there. We're just gonna kind of commit for this down. He's actually playing this really smart, bringing me all the way up here. This is a huge waste of my time. They're definitely gonna get a door done. I was really hoping that window wasn't open. That'll be okay. I mean, at this point, this is a guaranteed down. There's nowhere else he can go where he's gonna be safe. Beautiful. All right, now what we're gonna do is set up a drone here at this door. That way, if somebody comes to try and unlock the door, at least we can get a read on them. We're gonna call that one back. No reason to leave that drone over there. If a drone's not really doing anything, don't leave it on some other side of the map. That's just one more drone in your arsenal. And we did see a Meg running over here. So she's hiding behind the hill, but where at? Oh wait, you're not a Meg. But I'll take it anyways. So the door is almost done, but I think we can hook him over here. Now the trick here is we can't put a drone within a certain proximity of a hook, but hopefully I can get it somewhere in the middle so we can kind of put pressure on this door. And now that they're unhooked, we can definitely get a drone here. Perfect. Don't go for the door. Don't go. I tried to warn you not to go for the door. Now we know Meg's over here. She just saved him. Yeah, the undetectable. You weren't expecting me to come around the corner. Oh, she's gonna go for the save. We're gonna see if we can cut her off. She didn't drop the pallet, so that's a guaranteed down on her. Should I chase him? Nah, he's going into main. It's not really worth it. Let's go ahead and hook Meg, and we'll kind of build up our hook pressure here. No matter what, this is the only door with progress. The other drone hasn't been triggered yet, so we know he's not over there. Go ahead and get this Mori in. Now, the smart thing for him to do would be to come unhook her and open the door while we're in the Mori animation, but I don't think he's nearby. All right, we're gonna reactivate this one. Mainly because the scan's not going to catch him if he's going for the door, so we want that one to be activated. And as soon as our power recharges, we'll activate the other one just to make sure he's not over there on that door. So here we can just kind of hang out and really just kind of wait and see what card he's going to play. Alright, well she died on hook, which probably means he's going to make a play for Hatch, and I'm assuming Hatch is going to be at Killer Shack. And we actually saw him in the distance. So he is here at Killer Shack. I see scratch marks over here. Got a little bit of a haste effect. Where's he at, though? I hear him. He's like right here. I don't think he was expecting us. But there you go. That is how you play the Skull Merchant. If you made it this far, thank you for watching the video. Be sure to leave a like and comment down below on what you think about these in-depth overviews that I do. And if you like content like this and you want to see more like it, be sure to subscribe to the channel and you can help me get a little bit closer to my goal of 1,000 subscribers. Other than that, I hope to see you out there in the fall.
Yo, hold up, back in my day, see I was rapping, King Bush was packing the braids. Now fast forward a couple years and I am packing the weight. Cause you know I got the flow like the ocean in May. And they say, watch the coupe rates, but I ain't got a license. When my last shit dropped, you can see it was the nicest. And I never sell my soul, no matter what the price.